Come on, play. Vienna, Austria. Police are with the protesters, walking with their helmets in hand and showing solidarity. The police, also in Europe, turns against the central banks leading corona stuff. The world is waking up. Aww. 7/26/2021, FEMA Region 5. Hammerstein here, BJ Hammerstein, Detroit, Michigan. What is going on? This is still a part of the live test series. And it's a hot, humid, or not humid actually. Today's not humid. It was 90 degrees in the Detroit area. Not humid. Tomorrow's going to be the humid day. Regardless, despite the late night hour, yes, I sometimes am asleep before 9 p.m. in the pandemic world. I'm going to go for Monday through Friday, live shows at 9. I have to get better at doing this, and I'm going to keep trying and keep trying. We're going to grow a little audience. We're going to have fun talking, and I want to be here in case stuff happens that we need to talk about on a regular basis. Let's go set up the big story really today, Monday. Excuse me a second. Oh, shoot. That didn't do what I wanted it to do. Sorry, guys. See, I'm not quite perfect at all this yet, right? So the big story today, this is from Jen Psaki talking at the White House earlier today. You might have heard about this. You might have seen this. She doesn't exactly...
Questions for you. One, does the president favor restrictions for unvaccinated people when it comes to restaurants, museums, concerts?
The president favors using the CDC as his North Star and what the health and medical experts are going to advise on how to save more lives and protect people.
So no, he doesn't think that there should be restrictions on unvaccinated people like some other countries have instituted.
He believes that we should be guided by the science and by the data. And so he will look to his health and medical team to advise on what steps we should take.
Yeah. So that's Jen Psaki, our White House spokesperson today. Hello, Susan. Let's go to the comments real quick. I guess I probably have to type it over here. Hi, everybody. Hi, Susan. Please leave comments and like and subscribe. Otherwise, you're never going to know what I'm doing. Oh, no. Did my... let's change scenes a second here. It looks like the quality of my stream just changed again, which always makes it, man. I could tell when the quality goes down. So this is, hi, Amanda. Shoot. Everyone's kind of here, which is nice, but the quality just went down on my stream. I did have problems earlier today. Comcast Xfinity was in here. But I don't want to really talk about the stream problems today. I just kind of want to get through it. But I could tell by when I look at me and the way that the lighting hits me that the quality has just changed. The science. Oh, look, we got everything here. I do want to play one itty-bitty clip. It's sort of, there's not a good flow. There's a little delay with the stream, of course, there is. If you didn't watch Trump on Saturday, I did. And it was a pretty good speech. And we're just going to play 10 seconds of it right now. And it's, don't get mad at me, YouTube. We're not saying anything about the stuff that we can't really talk about. But I did want to... Come on. Here we go. Oof. I'm a little hot and sweaty here in Detroit.
Cows, remember they were going to get rid of all the cows? They stopped that. People didn't like that. Remember? You know why they were going to get rid of all the cows? People will be next. People will be next.
Did you hear that? Now this is like old conspiracy stuff that I used to like to talk about. But I just want you to hear number 45.
Cows, remember they were going to get rid of all the cows? They stopped that. People didn't like that.
Cows is all about CO2 emissions, climate change, changing the way that we eat. This is all about Rockefeller Foundation. We've talked about this in past videos. I share this stuff with like my cousin who's a big steak eater and likes to eat all this. Like when you're trying to wake up people, talk to them about food and how they want to change the food supply. That'll wake them up. Let's go back to the beginning.
Cows, remember they were going to get rid of all the cows? They stopped that. People didn't like that. Remember? You know why they were going to get rid of all the cows? People will be next. People will be next. Cows, remember?
I mean, I can't believe that. He said that, and I can't believe that. I just played that. But hey, why not, right, everybody? You only live once, and we got to fight for the free speech right now. What's going on in the chat? Susan and Amanda, the science, little delay. Good talker. Who's a good talker? Get rid of all the cows. Not only all the cows, all the things that expel CO2. Unless you're a special elite. Soylent Green. It's people. Yeah. That's what's that called? I don't want to say the wrong word. Sensomix. I don't want to say it wrong. There are a few stories to look at. And I think that how this week's going to play out, I think I'm probably going to get more aggressive as the week goes. Meaning that there's a couple stories that I saw sort of today that kind of fit into the overall narrative. Ooh, well, let's do some bigger stories and then we'll do headlines. We're not going to go too long tonight, but we are going to do it again tomorrow at 9, and we are going to do it again Wednesday at 9. And I got to figure out why my stream isn't working. Or do I need to lower the quality? Is that what they're telling me? Do I need to buy more speed? That shouldn't be the case at all. Green plants are going to protest no CO2. Green plants are going to, I'm trying to protect no CO2. I don't know what you're saying there, Susan. Green plants are going to protest no CO2. Oh, they're going to be upset. That makes sense. That's actually pretty funny. The plants are going to protest. People's lives matter because plants' lives matter. And they are all Gaia worshippers. Or I shouldn't say all. I tend to say all. Don't say all. That's not a good way to talk. All right, let's do some of the bigger stories, and then we'll. Did you see Gates and? Yes, I did see that, Susan. We're going to look at that in a minute. Susan, for people that aren't looking at the chats, yes. Gates and Soros bought into a PCR testing company, which we will look at in just a second here. So, just a quick look at some of the bigger news stories. This one just kind of popped from the AP right before I was. I had a Zoom call at 8 p.m. and I really enjoyed doing some Zoom calls and talking to people and working with people and all that. But from 8 to 9, I was on a Zoom call, so that kind of messed up my hour before. I try to get into the flow and get everything going and turn on the lights and get it all right and make sure I know what's happening with the news. I did it throughout the afternoon today, but you know what I'm saying. So the Republican head of the Wisconsin Assembly Elections Committee said Monday she will ensure there is a comprehensive forensic...
When your old appliances have finally...
Well, that's a bummer. There is a comprehensive forensic examination of ballots cast in the 2020 presidential election at the Same time, the state's nonpartisan audit bureau conducts a review. The broadened investigation comes amid pressure. Yeah, we won't get into too much of it. I brought up the Trump deal. I just wanted to show you. I think I have the picture over here. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. These are the Georgia Guidestones. The plants want their CO2 from us. We need their O2 and they need our CO2. I agree with Susan right here. You look good. Thanks. This is my sort of, this would be my old kind of, I would wear this type of outfit type of deal. What other stories happened over at Michigan Capitol Confidential? They looked at some of the old emails, it looks like. Politicians believed grim COVID messaging would be the most effective. These are Michigan politicians. That's Dr. Janae Caldoun. Let's give this a quick reading. Telling public you won't die if you're lucky, a long way from minimization of public panic and fear. This is by Tom Gantertz from Michigan Capitol Confidential. Days after Governor Gretchen Whitmer imposed a stay-at-home order in March 2020, top administration officials discussed using what one called the grimmest messaging about COVID-19 as they communicated to state residents. The discussions were held through email as part of a larger conversation about what would be the most effective way to release information to the public on the coronavirus. As part of the philanthropic, you know what I'm saying, funded comms work, there is some new testing on the effectiveness of different messages, said Robert Gordon, former director of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, in a March 31st email. I'm thinking that this is March 31st, 2020, by the way. The grimmest message works much better than the others. You can have COVID-19 and not even know it. By leaving home, one person with COVID-19 could infect 40 others, and those 40 people could go on to infect 2,000 more. Do your part, stay home, stay safe, and slow the spread. This was one suggested by some behavioral science people who said it was now being used in Italy. This is literally for like people like Susan and other people that watch my earlier videos. You know, I played some of these PSAs, psychological operations, total. This is literally the script for one of their PSAs. By leaving home, one person with COVID-19 could infect 40 others, and those 40 could go on to infect 2,000 more. Do your part. Stay home. Stay safe. Slow the spread. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So, Dr. J, Gretchen Whitmer, former director Gordon, all of them. We're going to talk a lot about all of this as we continue on before November 2022. Let's pop back into the comments section here because Susan seems to be going to town. How to deal with hesitant. I guess that's that's pretty much what I wanted to, well, I think this is the next spot that I'm going. We looked at the Jen Psaki quote, and I guess I'm going to go off of and we know about the non-diagnostic PCR test run at 40 cycles for 100% false positive. And I actually have it. I have it over here. On Saturday's show, I showed this. There's your George Soros story. I showed this tweet Saturday. The most accurate COVID testing is so important, and CDC now recommending facilities begin phasing out the widely used PCR tests by year's end for other FDA-approved alternatives, especially those that can better detect illness and illness differentiation. And so CDC, after December 31st, 2021, CDC will withdraw the request to the U.S. FDA for emergency use authorization of the CDC 2019 coronavirus novel coronavirus real-time RT-PCR diagnostic panel. The assay first introduced in February 2020 for detection of SARS-CoV-2 only. And Susan actually sent me this story today, which kind of makes sense. So on Saturday, I was talking about the CDC and the PCR tester in the Quick Saturday Night Show. Monday, we looked at the Jen Psaki quick quote on vaccinations and what about the unvaccinated. The media, the White House pool, they asked a bunch of questions about, does President Biden, think that people should not be allowed to work, et cetera, if they aren't vaxxed. But nobody asked about the PCR testing. The PCR testing is the basis of the case. This is the basis of the whole thing. And if this was flawed to begin with, as the CDC actually is saying, why isn't the White House press pool asking questions about the PCR test? They could actually have a really incredible story if they just paid attention. But that's probably because these guys, George Soros and Bill Gates, backed consortium to buy UK maker of COVID tests for $41 million. So yeah, you got that happening there. But I did want to go into today's the mainstream. If I watched a little bit of local news, I watched a little bit of Bannon's War Room. I watched a little bit of what else? Jen Psaki. There was de Blasio. Let's do a quick look at some of these bigger stories. So what I got from the narrative is that it's all about the unvaccinated right now. It would I'm going to show your comments, Susan, real quick again before we get into that story. Oops, that doesn't do good when I do it like that. I'm sorry. Oh, maybe I don't know how to do this. CDC states presence of the virus equates to infection even with no symptoms now or ever. Would help if there was a single cause, single source virus, but there isn't now or ever has been. Of course, we do have to be careful when we're talking about this on the YouTube. But I think my audience knows that. My little itty bitty, intimate, friendly, nice audience. I'm really bummed that I had the Comcast guy out here. We think everything worked out with the stream, but I could clearly tell that it's probably moving slow right now. De Blasio to how come I can't see what's... Oh, let's make sure that you can see it too. Oops. There we go. De Blasio to expand? What does it say there? Expand COVID vaccine or test mandate to all city workers. This is over at The Guardian. COVID vaccines mandated for employees of a U.S. federal agency for the first time. Veterans Affairs Secretary says that it's the best way to keep our veterans safe. New York mayor requires city workers to get vaccinated. Biden announces protections for Americans with long-term COVID. Why is U.S. vaccine efforts stalled? I mean, what is going on? I don't think we have anything good here. So these are just the bigger stories. Looks like there's a big court case starting up tomorrow. Vatican prosecutors allege jaw-dropping series of scandals, including cover-ups, lavish spending, and shady property deals ahead of huge financial trials opening. Some of these things that the Daily Mail is reporting. Vatican prosecutors have alleged a jaw-dropping series of scandals. One cardinal and 9 other people are accused of bleeding donations. Case suggests Pope Francis, the Jesuit. I added the Jesuit part. You know who else is a Jesuit is Dr. Fauci. And they've been talking about that on the War Room. And I get very excited when they talk about the Jesuit order. Not because I'm a Jesuit, but because I have the book, The Secret History of the Jesuits. Pope Francis has in many ways already prosecuted. And hello, bet you sent €100,000 in funds to a Sardinian charity run by his brother. I'm not Italian. German. Oh, this is one from the old number 17 group. German cops identify over 1,600 suspects in sting up on online chat groups where child porn and zoophilia materials were distributed. Big sting out in Germany. Tunisia. That's how you say it. Tunisia's parliament suspended after violent COVID protests. Tunisia's president has been accused of staging a coup after he suspended the country's... This is a mainstream news article, by the way. This is CBS News. Tunisia's president has been accused of staging a coup after he suspended the country's parliament for 30 days and fired its prime minister. The move came amid widespread violent protests that erupted on Sunday against social and economic insecurity and the government's handling of the coronavirus pandemic. BBC News reported. All day long, everywhere you go, coronavirus pandemic, just like everyone, it's like, just too much, man. Too much. Let's go back to the chat, and then we'll do a few more, look at the current headlines. Now, can I get through this? Okay, so now I can see this better. So this is so I could see the chat a little bit better. Most effective lie, as we know, the CDC states presence of the, I read that one already, would help if there was a single cause, single source virus. Yeah. Check swabs okay, Cuomo and de Blasio. Did you see when Erykah Badu went public, how she got different results out of both her nostrils? I do remember a little bit about that. I know that there was testing like in pop and foods and all sorts of different things would come back with it. I definitely think it's like, I don't know much about the testing, but look, I got a thumb down, by the way. That's pretty funny. I don't have too many people, but I always seem to find a way to get a thumbs down or somebody not liking me or somebody mad at me about something. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I forgot what I was saying. The thumbs down. Psh. All right, well, we're working it out, you guys. Trying to get there, no promises. I forgot totally what I was saying before. What's going on, Susan? How was the rest of your weekend? It's going to be hot in Michigan today and tomorrow for all you Detroiters and Michigan people. I got to switch screens here. You got to go this way, and then, oh, there it is. Okay, so we're just going to look at some headlines, and I'm going to come back here at 9 o'clock again tomorrow. I want to do, I want to try to be sort of consistent. I've been wildly inconsistent thus far. Yeah, Elon Musk, definitely. I mean, those tests are, that's what we were talking about. We were talking about the spinning of the tests. They never talk about that because it seems to me like that part was flawed right from the beginning, and that would have been a problem. But again, we're not really allowed to talk about all that stuff here. So I want to be consistent Monday through Friday this week at 9 o'clock. I don't want to go too long. So like 9:23, that means we've been on for about 23 minutes. Pretty good. I want it to cool off like it usually does. I wanted to, I don't know what I'm saying. It's tough to read, think, go to the stories. And when you shut the windows and turn off the fans and turn off Shadow's little water fountain so that you could get like the best sort of sound for my listeners, viewers, subscribers. But then you start to sweat, and it gets really hot, and then you can't think as well. And it's already past my bedtime, as I told you earlier. All right, let's do some headlines here. And I do have probably an interesting show with a little bit more edge to it coming towards the end of the week. But I don't know. We'll have to kind of see how the news goes and everything. It's such a fun interesting time. I mean, I guess fun's not the right word. It's wild to be living through these times. You know, like, I can't believe we're fighting for freedom in America. And I don't know. It seems like we're losing, which I don't believe that that's the case. But it's definitely, if you watch the TV like I do, and then my parents or people call me up and then they're all mad, but I can't talk about any of those things. So DeSantis' 2024 road just hits a major COVID-19 bump. The Florida governor's laissez-faire approach to COVID-19 is being challenged by the Delta variant. Remember, we looked at the Lambda and the Epsilon, and they're creeping around. Oh, I guess I have a couple slides to look at too. Let me do that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Let's see here. Zero Hedge. I think Zero Hedge had some good news. Or maybe not good news, but interesting news. Bitcoin tumbles after Amazon denies it will accept crypto this year. Early in the day, Bitcoin was going up because it looked like Amazon and was going to accept Bitcoin. Bitcoin tumbles after Amazon denies it will accept crypto this year. It will continue exploring cryptocurrencies, it says. I don't own any cryptocurrencies. I really don't have anything or own anything much. Yes, Susan is correct. This guy does do that, as this seems to happen too. And it's, Susan, on Saturday, we also looked at the Jacobson versus the state of Massachusetts and the Constitution and the vaccination that they were going through from a 1905 case, which I was not familiar with. And earlier I was on a phone conversation and I brought up that same case. And I don't think I've really seen it in the 2020 or in the COVID-19 era. And that's affected me a little. I didn't think I would see stuff like that, like in black and white in that way. Makes me very nervous. Afghan civilian casualties hit record high amid rapid Taliban gains. America is a moral cesspool, and student loans prove it. Vehicles all over. Freak sandstorm causes 22 vehicle pile up in Utah. All right. Gateway pundit. This is where we may find something eyebrow raising. Dem Senator Schumer attacks Trump supporters. How could 74 million people vote for a despicable, racist, vile man? Says Chucky Schumer. I didn't vote because clearly there's a problem with the U.S. elections, but I didn't vote. I think I've told you guys that. I might not have told you that as quite as clearly. I haven't voted since 2012, probably. And I had a conversation about this. One of the reasons why I probably won't vote again, and I was upset because I did want to cast the vote in 2020, as I thought it was going to be the most historic election possibly ever. But that's definitely, historic for all the wrong reasons, I guess. So I'm standing with my original from the 2013 sort of era Hammerstein, in which it wasn't so much civil disobedience as it was I did not want to comply. I'm not complicit. So I do not vote in your system of all this bullshit. Sorry, guys. What do you mean, Amanda? Let's go to the comments a second here. But I did. I think I tried to check the voter logs to see if they cast my vote the way that I wouldn't have. And, I also sort of think like, well, maybe they knew beforehand that I wasn't going to, so they wouldn't risk it with my name. I don't know. Susan didn't either in 2020. Who else is talking? Anyone else? I don't want to miss anybody. I just didn't turn it in. There was, if you followed my Twitter, actually I could show it to you tomorrow. I could walk to Clark Park, which is in my Southwest Detroit neighborhood, and there are the infamous Mark Zuckerberg pop-up voting stands. What a fun time! Like I was saying earlier, it's like a cartoon, but I mean, I guess it's like a Disney cartoon, unfortunately, which means everything's filled with witchcraft and occultism and satanic images and Baphomets. Baphomets are running everywhere. Everybody, watch out! Keep all the penises out of my faces, everyone, please, 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 please. What's going on here? I want to vote in 2022. None of the above. Well, I do like the no incumbents or all incumbents must go deal. I'm really for that. But I think at this point it would be, and this is what a lot of people are really concerned about. And, I had my view of the government from following the jams judges, the dirty judges in Michigan. Most people don't learn about that or have that view. And hopefully we clean all this up so that the children don't have to worry about these things again. This is it. It's either we're going to fix this over 2022 and 2024 and get it right, or we go down the drain like I've been talking about. And I don't want to go down the drain. I got a couple good years left, yeah. I just need a little bit faster internet stream, people. I know that there was a couple more stories here that I thought was good. Saki says U.S. going in the wrong direction because of large population of unvaccinated people. I would welcome everyone to come to Detroit. We should have town halls. We should have Jen Psaki, Joe Biden, Gretchen Whitmer, Galvin Gilchrist, Dana Nessel, Jocelyn Benson. Everyone come down to the TCF Center or some other big forum, and let's have a town hall with the public where they can ask questions. And I know it's COVID protocols, and I know this is why they're shutting the shit down. Oh, that who sent me that? I guess we'll have to look at that article. One of the did you see the Stacey Abrams quote? Like they have to. It's not Stacey Abrams. It was a person who works for her Georgia whatever. I'll have to find that quote tomorrow because I don't think I have it teed up. I'm sorry. But basically it states, if we don't, and I did double check it. I wanted to double check it to make sure it was a legitimate quote, and it ran in Politico. But it basically said, if we don't do exactly what we did in 2020, we are effed. It says, like, Stacey Abrams' right-hand person. And we all know what that means, what they did in 2020. We'll never forget. Oh. Sometimes, remember, I like to just sit back and read, and I'm not supposed to do that. Oh, shoot, I got the comments up. You guys got to tell me when I'm running the wrong screen, because I want to go to this screen. My bad. Okay, New York Times. Down here, New York City and California will require workers to be vaccinated, tested. The mandates extend to municipal employees in New York City, including police officers and teachers and state and healthcare workers in California. A group of nearly 60 major medical organizations called for mandatory vaccination of U.S. healthcare workers. Here's the latest on the pandemic. The teachers, the police officers, and the state and the healthcare workers are all the team that has been at the front line of this COVID-19 action. Be interesting to see how this all plays out. I'm kind of looking. We'll do through what's going on here at the Daily Mail. Ooh. Looks like we got some fashion. Manhattan spinal surgeon divorces his beauty queen wife because she led a secret life as a high-end hooker, earning $700,000. Court papers claim. Court papers claim that's real stuff in the court until it's dismissed. Sleepy Joe, you're such a pain in the neck. I heard him say it. Biden snaps at NBC News reporter for asking about the VA's vaccine mandate during his meeting with Iraqi PM in the Oval Office. There was a meme, not necessarily a meme, like a 1 second Biden clip where where he said something about like, what happened to the comments? I was trying to get the comments back up, but I might have goofed it up somehow. Huh. Well, that's a bummer. Let's be careful here. I'm just plopping your comments all over the place right now. Okay, let's go back to it. I'm going to end because I'm getting a little sloppy as we're taking a quick couple more headlines here, but I could tell I'm a little tired. So I wake up really early, and I have to wake up later if I'm going to stay up later. U.S. will not lift travel restrictions, citing Delta variant, White House says. The U.S. will not lift any existing travel restrictions at this point due to concerns over the highly transmissible COVID-19 Delta variant and the rising number of U.S. coronavirus cases. The White House confirmed on Monday. Freep. Tornadoes in Michigan. Detroit News. What is this? This is a new one. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer uses a state policy to raise millions. Well, it's for subscribers only, so I can't really see that one. So we'll move on. Over at the Lansing State Journal, it's the Capitol. Sports. All right. I can't really bring in my comment screen got screwed up somehow. They got the playbook that works. Why change now? Yeah, they did this before. Why would they do it again? I mean, why change anything? It's like it's really. I can't believe. I can believe it. When we look at the history and look at the Rockefeller Foundation and look at that university or Massachusetts, Jacobson versus Massachusetts, the vaccinations from before, it's the same players, just like their grandkids are running the show now. It's pretty exciting. All right, stream. It went into low quality mode early on. I might have to contact Comcast again. But I'm going to do this again tomorrow night at 9. So Susan, Amanda, Mom, anyone else who might be out there, thank you. Share with your friends. Please subscribe. Talk to you later. Tomorrow, Tuesday. Good night.